So, hello everybody. Welcome to a new episode here at IQ Central Dialogue. My name is FJ, and I'm here with Fanta Minteh, who is very well known in the basketball community in the Gambia. So, before we get started, Fanta, with the questions and everything, can you just tell us a little bit more about yourself so the viewers can get insight?
Hey guys, my name is Fanta. Like she just said, um, I'm 20. I just turned 20. Don't ask me, but I'm from the Gambia. I live with my family over there. My sister Tita, who plays basketball. Um, Pretty much that's basically it.
Yeah.
I'm a freshman in college. I'm a health science major, and it's been great so far. So yeah,
All right. Nice. I like that you also said that you have a sister that is playing. So it's a little bit basketball family. It's not only one player, but two players. So that's really nice.
yes,
That's
yes,
perfect. Is it your younger sister,
yeah. She's my
right?
younger sister.
Okay.
Hmm.
So we're gonna dive into the Gambian part soon. I just want to
Hmm.
talk more about basketball in the US right now. So, what do you think has been like one of the challenges coming in from Gambia, playing in the Gambia? Actually, you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into the Gambian part. You are a team
Okay.
cap. You actually, correct me if I'm wrong though. You were a team captain for
Yeah,
Circunda
I
West, right?
was.
Before leaving for the US, right?
I was, yeah.
Were you a leading scorer too, if I'm correct?
Yeah, I was.
Right.
Not to brag, but yeah.
No, but that's amazing. You know, you also got to highlight the accomplishments that you made. Also, this is a big thing. Obviously, no matter where you're playing, and
Hmm.
you also represented Gambia on the 3-on-3. I think it was in
Yeah,
Turkey,
I
if I'm
did.
correct, and in Congo, right?
Tonga. Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah. So can you
true.
tell me a little bit more about your Gambian accomplishments and how it was playing in the Gambia and for Gambia?
Well, I to begin with, when I saw your like message about,
Yeah.
we want to know your story and how you came to
Yeah.
call you because like kids are watching you. I'm like, I was one of those kids like a couple of years ago. So I started playing basketball, I think 2016, 2017. I didn't start really, really early. So then I joined Sarkana West, which is still a big deal in Gambia if you are part of West.
Hmm.
I learned a lot from my seniors, and I would say I learned basketball really, really fast.
Hmm.
Um, I played All-Star, I think the following year after I started playing basketball. Then I won my first MVP, which my coaches thought I shouldn't have won, but I still won, so whatever. Um, then fast forward, my team won many, many championship, and I was a captain, and I did win another MVP after that. Then I was selected to be part of the national team. I mean, the first trial that I went to, I wasn't selected, but which was a learning process, I said, because there were a lot of people that were actually way better than I was, and I used that as a process to learn and be, I guess, better than they were, which I
Hmm.
would proudly say, not to brag, that I might have did. But cool. So then I was selected to play the national team. We went to Congo. We came out second, and then we went to Turkey. We were a junior team, I would say. Then we played against seniors who were actually playing pro. But it was a great experience. We won only one game, and then the rest we got our ass kicked. But still, I thought we fought as we
Hmm.
should. Then come back to Gambia. I represented the Gambia again at the FIBA Regional Youth Camp. That was, I think, the first regional youth camp anybody has attended from the Gambia. I was one of the girls that went, and I was selected to be part of the All Stars. It was all a great experience. So I did do one or two things in Gambia. Not too much, but yeah.
Hey, it is. For you, it might not be like a lot, but honestly, when you look back at it, like you're just putting a list right now, like boom, 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 boom. So
True.
it is actually you accomplished some good things, and obviously, it's gonna translate over to who you're gonna become later on in life when it comes to basketball. But we're gonna touch
True.
more on that, obviously, as well. But I
Yeah.
appreciate you giving that background because now I myself know more about what you've accomplished than I did before. I didn't know, I knew some stuff, but obviously not everything in detail, and also the
Yeah,
viewers as well.
true.
Obviously, Gambia and the US is a whole
Oh
different,
my gosh.
it's a drastic change, right? So can you just tell me a little bit more about like how you got into it was high school, obviously,
Yeah.
and then the process from Gambia, from Serekunda West, right, to high school with the paperwork and just athletic differences. Like, how was it? You're already shaking. You're like, oh, it's a
I'm
lot.
already like,
You can keep
because
it.
like
Tell me, like, how was everything?
it was a lot. It was intense. It was
Mhm.
nerve-wracking. It was just, oh my gosh, like from one thing to the other, to starting from the school that you're going to. One, they have to have interest in you. They have to want to have you around. They're like, oh my God, this person is gonna like add this and this and this and this to our program. I did a couple of interviews with the coaches from the school, and they liked me. They liked my playing style, whatever. And I was lucky to have a full ride scholarship from the school. And then I started my visa process, which was a lot. I wasn't going to do my visa process to begin with because the school wanted me to be there in December, and if it was in October when I started my visa process, I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work out because the timing it's too tight, and we all know how it is coming to the U.S. So paperwork, 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 paperwork. Luckily, I got a slot for my interview, which was all the way the following year, and then I applied to expedite the date. I got that. Then I went for my visa interview. I'm just summarizing everything
Yeah, of
because a
course.
lot
That's
more
perfect.
went
Yeah, of
in
course. Yeah, that's
getting
perfect.
documents from one place to the other, and how
Yeah.
inconvenient it is working with Gambians. It's so hard working with people in Gambia because
Hmm.
I like we don't have any sense of urgency. I say this all the time. We have zero sense of urgency. We do not care. But whatever, I got all my documentation and got my interview in Gambia. Luckily, I was issued my visa, and my school was like, "Well, we need you." I think that would be on a Thursday or something like that. And then my school was like, "Oh, we're gonna need you to be here like on a Monday, because if you're not here, you won't be able to play the rest of the season, and it's gonna be like a waste for you to come all the way here and not play the whole season." So then I had 2 days to like put my stuff together, and luckily I didn't have to buy my flight ticket. My school offered to buy my flight ticket, so that was like a huge relief from myself and my coach who um sponsored my whole entire journey. I'm super super grateful for my coach. So then that's basically how I said bye to Gambia and
Mhm.
came here to the US.
Now you're in the US,
But
following your dreams.
it was truly truly intense getting your documentation from the Gambia to come to the US. It's not easy, which I have issue with because I'm like it shouldn't be hard for a student athlete to get visas to come to the USA compared to like other countries. Because before I actually started my whole document, I was in Senegal for like 7 months playing basketball in there. And when I went to my camp in Senegal, I was with certain people that moved to the US like months before I did. So I'm like, what is the difference here? Why are other people having an easy route? I can't say easy route because I guess
Yeah.
their government worked for it. But
Hmm.
why is it easy for them to have their visas to come to the US, but it's like 10 times harder for student athletes from the Gambia to have documents to come to the US. But
That one,
again,
yeah, yeah, that one,
again,
that's a whole topic we can
again,
talk about for
it's the
sure.
Gambia. Again, it's the Gambia. You can't tell. But I
Yeah.
see no reason why this also happened firsthand. I don't mean to put I don't mind to put I don't mean to put people's business out there, but I know so many people who had full ride scholarships from schools in the US, and they couldn't access visas from the Gambia. I think that is absolutely wrong. But
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Obviously, it's sad that, governments, like you said, that don't have a sense of urgency, which I agree on, which many of us can agree on, can be one of the main reasons as to why you cannot travel to another country. And it's been like that for I don't know how long, and it seems like it's not really changing.
No.
But luckily, you were able to get things done even though it was a tough process, it was a little bit challenging, very, very quick. Like you
Luckily,
had to do everything like
real
very
quick,
fast.
real quick.
So, but at least you're here right now, or you are in the US, and that's the most important thing. But a lot
Hmm.
of people can definitely learn from this, though. Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that just think that all you gotta do is find a school, find an agent or a recruiter, and go to the embassy, and that's it. But they
A
don't know,
lot
like, they don't know
a lot more goes into the process. It's not just
exactly.
get a school, get a document, get a whatsoever.
Correct.
I, I say this to people. I'm like, sometimes luck also counts. You just have to be lucky for certain things to happen to you. Some people
Hmm.
don't believe in luck, but I do. I'm like, you just have to be lucky for certain things to work out of your way. Because me doing my process, I told my coach, I don't think this is a great idea. He was like, who are you to determine what's a good idea or not? Let's just do it. Whatever happens, happens. And until today, I'm lucky. Like that's all
Yeah.
I can say. I'm just lucky to be here, and I'm grateful to have that opportunity out of like thousands of kids in the Gambia looking for that chance to grow their game, get a better education, get like a secured future, get whatever you're looking for in the future.
Yeah. No, I definitely I agree with you, and I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
And I think one thing for sure that a lot of people will want to know, and obviously I know the trend, I know how it is to go into college. High school, I don't know I know obviously I haven't been to high school in the US. I know obviously there's certain rules there as well, but can you just tell me about the cultural and the athletic differences, right? Like what was the difference, obviously in the environmental differences as well, being in Gambia and then going to the US, because that's a whole different thing as well.
Yeah. First, from the basketball aspect, it's like how quick the game goes. It's
Mhm.
like you just have to be on top of things. Second is like the amount of like plays you have to go through, the amount of plays you have to know. From high school, it's like less plays, but like now that I've been in college, it's like 10 to 15 plays that you have to remember. The other thing is like role play. Like every individual on the team have the role that you're doing. If you are like opposed, whatever, you do that. If you're this, you do that. Again, in Gambia still we like do that, but I feel like we play more of when I was there, I was in like it's I'm sure it's different now. When I was there, we play more of zones, less man to man, and perhaps like one or two plays. That's the rest you're just like allowed to like freely play. Some school in the US will allow you to like freely play, but within the perimeter of the program that they have. Like
Mhm.
my college, we have a strict program. That is a way we play our defense. That is a way we do everything. So I actually like struggled coming from high school to college because in high school it's like just man to man. Someone has to be in help. But here, this is how you have to rotate. This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that is a huge difference because of course if you come, you just need a couple of time and then you're gonna adapt. Again, basketball is basketball all over the world. It's just whatever program you put in. So those were like the little differences in basketball. No, another different I would say is coaches and players relationship. I
Yeah.
feel like players here are like way more closer to their coaches than how it is back home. Back home, yeah, we're still close, but like there's like a huge respect. Like still there is respect here, but like sometimes the way you can freely communicate to your coaches about how you feel, about your mental health, about like every other thing, I feel like that is different from like where we're from. We're from you're just out here to grind, just play and shut up. That's what
Yeah.
you're here for. Um, I would, the other thing will be family involvement. That would be perhaps my greatest. I wouldn't say a shock because again, families are supposed to. I did have a couple of family members that would come watch my game when I was in Gambia, but here it's like a thing.
It
Parents would
is.
drive,
Yeah.
parents would drive you to the
They're
game.
very involved.
They will
Correct.
sit at the game. They will yell at the refs. They will yell at everyone, and then like it's the community involvement in the game and the family involvement in the game is just so amazing. And I wish we have that culture in the Gambia that you go out for kids. My family, for example, my dad always loved the fact that we played sport because he was very, very free minded amongst how our society is, that a female daughter isn't supposed to do certain things. She's supposed to like go to school, whatever, get married, da 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 da. But my dad was never a believer of that. He believed that if you want to do this, if you want to go to school and play basketball, you just have to be serious about it. If you're not serious about it, we're gonna have to find you something else. So he was always supportive of what we did, but he never had the opportunity to come watch us play. Which I was like, I wish he had an opportunity to come see me play, but like he didn't. But it's so cool that he gave us that privilege to go play basketball. So that is a huge, huge, huge difference in the US. I might be forgetting certain things, but
And no, don't worry about it because it's a lot of things that are
it is a
different
lot
from
of things.
Gambia to
Yeah.
the US when it comes to basketball, when it comes to environmental stuff, like the environment, when it comes to the
It's a
people.
lot.
Like in the US, for example, as you know, they're very overall, not just specific places in the US, but overall, they're very social, right? Americans
True.
are very social compared to maybe, let's say, Gambians. Obviously our culture is like, we don't really tell our business out there like that, certain
We're
things, whether it
preserved.
is
We're so
family,
preserved.
whether it's
Yeah.
money, whether it is, I'm not saying America's speaking about their finances 24/7, but there's certain things that it's just a cultural difference in the
Hmm.
Gambia. Us Gambians, even though I'm not born and raised in the Gambia, obviously I'm still a Gambian. I still have that culture with me because at the end of the day
Still,
I'm Gambian, and it's just that thing, that Gambian mentality that we don't really speak about certain things. Doesn't have to
no.
be anything, something crazy. It's just like you want to wait until certain things happen before you say to some people, stuff like that.
True.
In the US, it's like you can talk about things very openly.
Yeah.
Um, just say right here, my co-host Dada is right here. Dada, you want to jump in?
Dada.
What's up, everybody? This is
That's
Donald
that's
Silva.
my buddy right there.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. I'm sorry I'm late a little bit, but I was like, you know what? I can just join in the car and just talk to you. I mean, I've been here since you started the recording and everything. And this is actually great that, Fanta is sharing her experience because every single time we do have, I think male athletes just sharing what they feel and then how, they transition from the Gambia to Spain or in Sweden where we have Melvin and others. So this is an opportunity for young girls to learn and understand how it is and how a young, inspiring person like Fanta is doing it big out here. I just wanted to ask a question because I heard everything that you talked about. We share the
Mhm.
same experience, basically.
Yes.
So I already understand, and I've been there. I've seen your journey. When you got here. But my question is, what is your biggest motivation since you got here? And I know that you have gone through a lot of difficult times, not too extreme, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, it's still difficult because you're not with your family. What has been that motivation that you have, that have kept you going?
I would just say, um, having the opportunity to, yeah.
Perfect. All right. And Mustafa, he will cut us certain things as well, so don't worry about it.
All right.
Okay, so now that we've spoken a little bit more about, family, we've spoken about, agents, recruitment, just that process and how important it is to have someone to guide you through this journey.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, being an athlete, there's a lot of, as you will know as well, because I assume obviously you want to play pro basketball after your college career.
True.
God
Mm-hmm.
willing, everything will go well. And trust me, everything that you learn in college, like from my experience, man, college, child, I don't even know where to start. It was tough. But
College is tough.
mentally and physically, you
Yes.
gotta be strong when it comes to
Yes.
practices in the morning. You don't even have time eating breakfast sometimes. You just gotta go. And I'm used to eating, eggs, bread, tea, everything before. Like I'm ready to go. But here, over there, it was tough. Just a bowl of cereal sometimes. I was like, what's going on? So, having, being able to change your routines and stuff like that, it's gonna all make sense when you go into your pro life because then you're all by yourself. But since you already been
Mm-hmm.
in the US, we went there by yourself. Now
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna feel more comfortable when you go pro to go to a whole new country because obviously you already did the hard part. You went to the
Yeah.
US.
True. True.
You know, like being in Europe is a little bit more nicer. Let's say if you get a team in, let's say Belgium, that's like a 6 hour flight, you're good to go, or like 5 hours. You know, it's just stuff like that. So things that you're going through right now, it will help you, it will make sense along the way, and it will shape you as a player, as a person later on in life for sure. And one thing for sure that I know that a lot of people be slacking on a lot, I'm not saying you, but a lot of people, which is very important in the US, is the academics, right?
Oh, true.
We all know if
True.
you know, overall, if you don't get good grades, a certain average, you're not being able to play, stuff
Very
like
true.
that. So, what is the importance of academic performance in the Gambia, right? Like, how is that? Was that a deal? Was that even certain a thing that was like a big important, like important, or was it more so they didn't worry about the grades?
I didn't worry about the grades because the basketball in Gambia is not integrated with school. It's like two separate things. Yes, we have schools that have basketball court and they play high school tournaments, high school basketball tournaments, but the grades don't have anything to do with the sports that
Okay.
you play. Yeah. Personally for me, my family cared about academics. Because the reason why I was even allowed to play basketball was I'm doing good at school, and my dad was like, "Yeah, if you can do both of them, it's fine. If you're not gonna be serious about one thing, then obviously it's gonna be whatever extra thing you're doing, and you're gonna have to focus on school."
Yeah.
So right from home, I knew I cannot mess up. And if I want to play basketball, I'm gonna have to be serious about school and be serious about basketball too. I remember the last time I had an interview with Rohi, I was overly emphasizing on the importance of academics. I'm like, yeah, in the Gambia, people don't care that much. We're supposed to care, but we do not care that much. And I was also lucky to have a coach that would check in with our school. Coach Lab would always tell us, go to school, whatever, whatever. But it was not as serious as it is in the US. Because in the US, obviously, they would see everything that you do. So I'm
Mhm.
like, yes, if you want to come to the US, if you want to move to the US or like anywhere else, if you're between age 16 or like 15 going upwards, obviously you're going to be in high school. So you're going to have to do your schoolwork. And if you don't do your schoolwork, you're not going to be eligible to do anything. So school is as important as basketball, and it is actually way more important than basketball in some cases, because it's not certain that we're all going to go pro. Like the statistics says, I don't know how many percent, 1 point something percent, I don't even know the actual number that make it to pro. So what else are you gonna do life after college if you didn't go pro? So are you gonna use the degree you have for something great, or are you just gonna be clueless and be miserable for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
So like I don't know how much emphasis I can put on this, but it is important and it's hard. It is hard. I am not gonna lie. It's hard. High school was easier, but college, it's hard. I have 3 hours practice every day. Sometimes 2 hours. It just depends. But then we have like early morning practices. Then from there, sometimes seven, sometimes preseason, we have practice at 6 a.m., 6:30. Then from there, you're running to your class. I had 8 a.m. classes my first semester.
Ooh,
Terrible. I hated every bit of it. I'm like, I don't know
8
who did
a.m.
this. 8 a.m. I don't know who did this, but I wish I can catch you. If I catch you on the street.
Because it
But
wasn't
I
you
had 8
chasing
a.m.
that one.
classes, so I'm literally like running out of practice and going into the locker room, putting on my stuff. Like while I'm still breathing heavy, I have my book bag. I have to like walk across the campus, and it's freezing as heck to go to my classes. And attendance is important. You have to be in class if your attendance for an international student specifically. Because if you think they're not watching you, they are watching you.
Yeah.
They are watching you. They're gonna know if you're going to class or you're not going to class, and you're gonna get in trouble, and you do not want to do that. So it is overly, overly, overly important. So anyone out there, if you're inspiring to come to the US, you better get on them books, because
Yes.
it is what it is.
Emphasis on that, because trust me, It is so important. Like you said, everything is being monitored, like everything, because attendance, like I said, attendance, whether if you take the correct classes, obviously you
Mm-hmm.
can't just take some random classes, but the good things you have a
Yeah.
counselor, you have a guy, what should I how do they call it? Not the school counselor, what's it
Advisor.
called?
An
Advisor.
advisor.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that helps
Academic
with your
advisor.
classes, academic advisor, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Helps with your classes, stuff like that. So that's good. And also one thing I wanted to ask you, what are you studying right now? What are you studying?
Oh, I'm a health science major. It's like health science is
Mhm.
like
It's
huge.
very broad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very, very broad, but lately I feel like I've been drifting more into nursing. But my school actually does not have nursing, but I can still do my prerequisites here and then move somewhere else. Yes, I'm an overthinker. Like I'm an overthinker. I'm also like a huge organizer. I feel like I want my life to go like this.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, I want to play pro. Like no lie, I want to play pro. But then what if I can't play pro? What if like something happens? What if like I have like a lifelong injury? What if I didn't even make it to pro, or like I go and graduate and be like I don't want to play basketball anymore? I'm gonna have to have a job that's gonna be sustainable for me and the family that I'm gonna build in the future. So also as an international student, you gotta think through the lines because you cannot do any random job. Because if you graduate, you have 90 days to find a job, which is 3 months to find a job. If you're unable to get a job, you're going to get kicked out of the country. So you put all those things together, and like the easiest way to get a job or the job industry that always needs people, it's healthcare. So I'm like, I think I would want to do nursing. Yes, it's hard, it's hectic, it's gonna take a lot of my time with alongside basketball. I don't even know if I could do it. I'm just cruising through it. But I'm here, I'm here. That's what matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like drifting more into nursing and eventually if I play pro, cool. If I don't, then I'm just gonna go work as a nurse because I do want to work with people. I can't do office jobs. I think I'm going to sleep in my office and I'm going to get fired. I can't do that.
At least
So
you're honest. You see, at least you know what you want, you know what you're capable of, you need to be
I
around like a
know.
not a hectic environment, but you need to be in a place where you're just not sitting still and not doing but just on a laptop or not. Everybody's
Yes,
different. But
I cannot do
I can just see your personality right now. You're very outgoing as well. A little bit obviously, I don't know how you are like when it comes to certain other like environments, but overall I can see that you kind of know what you want, right? And being a basketball player as well, an athlete overall, it's very hard to transition from basketball into maybe like an office job because you're so used to us athletes. We're very used to doing things like boom, boom, boom,
the
practice, go to
pressure.
school.
Yeah, the
Oh, like
pressure.
it's too much happening, but
Mm-hmm.
we still have that routine. It's very
Mm-hmm.
hectic, but we still have
Mm-hmm.
that routine. So going maybe into nursing, then you have a lot of things, but it's still very, it's still on a schedule, right?
Under
Um,
control. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and one thing for sure that I know Hassan here, he can, understand this because he works with a lot of things, right? He works when it comes to offices and he's also a basketball player, so he can understand that role as well. And doing both at the same time,
That's
Um,
what I was about to say. I'm really
yeah.
glad. First of all, what's up,
Hi.
Fanta? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
My fault
too.
for coming a bit late. Just,
You're
time zone
good.
differences, whatever. But I jumped in at a good time because I got to hear you speak, from an intellectual point of view, but then also talk about the game and how dedicated you are. So first of all, it's refreshing to see people from Gambia care about trying to play the game. So, just
Yes.
first and foremost, want to give you your props on that. Second, I like how you said that because I have done that. I have been the athlete that had to work the corporate job, but thankfully my job was work from home. So I was able to like
Oh,
train. I actually played overseas while I was working at the same time because you only train for like
fun.
3 hours and then you play. So it's a different type of pressure, but it's not for everybody. So I promise you, there are some days, but you also made a good point. If you have international parents, you don't have the luxury to slack off at work. And the basketball thing is always a hobby. My parents only believed I was good when I made my university team. So like all the years before, I was wasting my time. And it's like, oh, okay, you have some like you have, they still weren't super supportive. But then when I finally played overseas, and my dad like I have it on my IG, send me a text. He's like, oh, the boy's a pro now, and I'm like, yeah, it only took you 25 years to believe in me, but whatever. Anyways, the point that I'm making there though is, we make light of it, but it is true. And the deeper root cause is what you talk about, wanting to help people. People are always going to need healthcare. People are always going to need assistance. And when you think about where we come from, a lot of our country is youth, right? That's a
Yep.
good and a bad thing. Youth, great. We have a lot of future opportunities to develop the country and go forward. But that also means people don't live that long or
Mm-hmm.
didn't live that long in the
Mm-hmm.
prior generations, right? And we're now trying to change those things. So I think wanting to get into healthcare really showcases that not only do you want to chase your dream, but you also have your priorities in order.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from someone that was told that you can't play basketball when you do all these other things, I'm telling you, you can definitely do it. It's just not easy, but
Mm-hmm.
you can definitely do it. And, there's different leagues now that you can play in, but I think the biggest thing here that I want people to take away is, you know, like obviously you're a woman, but you decided to go into two male dominated fields, athletics and being in healthcare.
Yes.
Like I understand that, stereotypically women are like nurses and stuff, but going into
Mm-hmm.
healthcare as an overall thing is a different tale, right? So I want people
Mm-hmm.
to understand that, as a woman or as a person from Gambia, of all places on the earth, you can still, make it to where you want to make it as long as you have the drive, but like your
Mm-hmm.
priorities in order. And I talk
Sure.
about this stuff in like some of my panel speeches where I explain there's different types of time that you need to have. You can have your free time, your available time, and then your non-negotiable time. And it
Mm-hmm.
looks like you do a really good job of managing those three, which is no surprise as to, why you're playing ball and doing this healthcare thing. But I'm not sure if FJ asked this before, but why did you pick that? Why did you pick healthcare?
That is actually a good question. Um, so a lot of things that I do are more of personal experience. So, my dad passed away in 2019. Um, he was sick for like I think 3 months or maybe four, whatever. My dad was a businessman. He traveled a lot around West Africa. So he was doing one of his business trips. Then he went to Ivory Coast. From there he went to Guinea. My parents are actually originally from Guinea Conakry. I was just born and raised in Gambia, but they're both my mom and dad.
My fellow
Um,
Guinean.
yeah, like I train Gambians all the time. I'm like, just keep playing around. I'm going back to my my motherland. Like I don't play with that.
Hassan, there's another one leaving Gambia. You see? I'm get her to the to the Guinea national team. No, I'm just joking. So let's see. Let's see Gambia get one first. Go on, Fanta. Go on.
So then he went back home because every year during the rainy season he would go back to help his family with farming and all that. He's done that like many years. He was doing his this same travel routine. Unfortunately, he got sick and he was there for a couple of months. Then I got to go visit him in Conakry. That was actually my first time going to Guinea. I visited him at the hospital. I was there for like almost 2 weeks. And I think that changed something in me. The fact that he was late and unable to like do anything for himself, people had to help him do everything. Nurses will come in and check up on him frequently, and he was unable to like eat like the regular food that he used to eat before. His like diet changed, everything changed. I'm like, I'm sure we have millions of people that are struggling. And the fact that you have people coming in, checking up on you all the time, trying to make sure you're okay, it's like insane. I think I just want to do this just because someone else did it for my dad. I could do it for someone else too. So I think that was actually the reason why I'm like, I think I want to do nursing. Yeah, that's basically the reason.
Hassan, you're muted. You're muted. There you
First of
go.
all, thanks for sharing. It's really vulnerable to talk about things like that. So, first and foremost, apologies and condolences from all of
Yeah,
us in our team.
thanks.
I would say it in Arabic, but my Arabic is suspect,
Oh, I don't
so
even speak Arabic, so.
okay, great, perfect, perfect, perfect. But moving forward, though, on that note, I think you struck a deeper point because you talk about your why, right? Like a lot of people just do things. Again, I can speak from experience because that's what I used to do. I just used to go to school. Like I didn't care, not now, but like back then. And I'm saying, you have a why as to what's making you want to pursue this nursing gig versus this basketball gig. And maybe basketball is an outlet or started as an outlet, but for you to be able to find this why is something else I hope people take from this because, as corny as it is, we really do only have one life. And one of
Hmm.
my favorite quotes as I've gotten older is, obviously you can use it for women, but the quote is, a man has two lives and you always the second one begins when you realize you only have one.
Hmm.
So most of the time in life, people just live their life and whatever, and then something traumatic will happen, and it will be like, oh my gosh, this could
Yeah.
literally all be over tomorrow.
Hmm.
And not just to you, to whoever, right? And I think it doesn't always have to be that as the reason, but seeing that you have a strong why is just another motivator to people that like, look, like the biggest way to achieve these next steps in your life is just to attach a why to whatever the reason
Hmm.
is. For us as international kids, it's really simple. We don't want people to go through what most
Sure.
people back home have to go through.
Yes.
It's really just that simple. So everyone has to find a way to like personalize that generalization, which is what you've done with the healthcare and tying it into the story of your father. And I think other people can draw inspiration from that because sometimes you don't even have to go through the trauma.
Yeah.
You can learn from
Hmm.
someone else, and then they can be an
Hmm.
inspiration point, and then you can go from there. Um, so just to bring it back to going a bit forward, because I think you gave a lot of good insights there. Switching the conversation towards basketball again. Not sure if this was asked before, but how can basketball players from Gambia, in your opinion, build relationships with high school coaches in the US? And what are key qualities to be looked at with an international recruit? I say this every week. Africa only promotes big men. Okay, this is my
Yes.
biggest beef with African basketball. So
Yes.
for men, if you're a big dude and you can dunk and you showcase that, and you're like, "Yo, I'm 16," like you're set.
You're out there.
So I want to hear for you, what do you from the female game, like what do you notice? What are your thoughts?
I, from my experience, I would say social media first.
What do you mean by that?
It, like, putting your videos out there, reaching out to people. If you wanna come to the US and you're trying to like reach certain high schools, certain coaches, like the internet is out there and it's like literally free. Look them up, put your highlights together, put your videos together, like send it to them, tell them you're interested in the
What types
whatever.
of videos would you put together? Because you
A,
keep
hi-
saying highlights and
a
videos. What's the
highlight,
difference? A
a highlight
highlight?
video.
Okay, okay,
Oh
okay.
yeah, a highlight video. Put your highlight videos together, or if you have like a
A full
YouTube
game.
link, whatever, put it in
Okay.
there, like email, Instagram, Twitter, like reach out to them, tell them how you're interested in their program, how you will benefit their program if you're in it.
Key point.
And then, yeah, and then see how it goes from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the best part of what you just said, because a lot of guests have come on and said, post your videos and stuff. I think the most important thing of what you just said was explain how you will benefit their team from
Mm-hmm.
you going there. And
Mm-hmm.
that's efficient in life in general. I just look at it as what is the value that you can uniquely provide, which is exactly what you just said. And I think a lot of players back home, again, going to the African big man thing, if you're a big dude from Africa, they expect you to, have crazy cardio. You can block every shot, you can dunk everything. It's unique. It's stereotypical, but it is unique
Yes.
versus like
Mm-hmm.
they have the skilled players in America or Europe or whatever the case may be. So I think like going back home, from your experience because you played back home or people back home like your sister, she hoops as well. So what is something that is a standout skill in your opinion, if there is one that maybe Gambian women's basketball players are known for or could be known for in the future that would give them an advantage? If you don't have one, you can also say you don't have
I,
one.
yeah, I would just probably like just generalize it. I would just say like working hard,
Okay.
because there is like millions of kids that are playing basketball in the US. And I feel like the difference from people coming from abroad or coming from Africa, like wherever it is, it's how much time or how much effort you're willing to put in to get whatever you're looking for. So, and I think we people that play basketball from the Gambia have that quality in us, because one, we work from home to wherever um,
The court is.
the court is, and you walk back home, and coaches don't give you transportation because we don't have sponsors or anything. So it's just like you're doing it out of love. So having look saying that you're gonna have an opportunity elsewhere, I feel like the bottom will be just hard work. Where hard work.
How did you work hard? You said hard work. How did you work hard?
A lot of way.
Okay, let's hear it.
Early morning practices. I
Okay.
do that out of nothing because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, well, I go to school. Then
Mm-hmm.
after school, I go back to practice.
Mm-hmm.
5 o'clock. I'm out there with my teammates. We do individual workouts first before team workouts, which starts at 6 o'clock because some people like have jobs and
Nice.
then they come back.
Nice.
And yeah, we didn't do a lot of weightlifting and all that, but it's more of like just basketball.
Nice.
Coming in early, taking care of your body, going back home, not being out there doing whatsoever, not getting yourself involved in,
Don't be outside.
yeah, like, I mean,
Don't
you
be
can be
outside.
outside, but like, don't just be outside doing whatever.
Got you. Got you. Got you.
So it's,
So I hope everyone heard that. She worked out 3 times a day before school, individual practices, after practices. After the first workout, she mentioned rest and recovery. So this goes back to being deliberate with your why. You need to be able to understand that, how you do anything is how you do everything.
true.
If you work hard in the gym, you're gonna work hard in your office job, you're gonna work hard in your content creator job, you're gonna work hard
It's
in
all
whatever.
related.
It's all related.
Hmm.
FJ, you have anything on this point before we move on?
I was gonna say, as you already mentioned though, just to summarize it, you guys or overseas players, especially Gambians that are coming from abroad, have that drive. Because obviously circumstances are very different from Gambia, certain places in Africa versus the US. Like you said before, earlier in the podcast, in the interview, you were saying that one of the differences that you saw was how involved people are when it comes to support. Not saying that there's
Hmm.
no support at home, but parents are driving their kids to practice,
Facts.
every game. When there's even like when they were kids, like AAU stuff, like AAU
Oh
teams,
yeah,
all of that.
no, I played
Like
AAU. I know.
even so that everybody has been involved, and then so not to say that they're used to it, yeah, but coming from a place when you have to do certain things by yourself, you have the
Hmm.
support, but you have if you don't wake up and go to the practice, it's not like certain people are going to be like, why are you not going to practice? It's just like you
Yeah.
have to do it yourself. You have to have that
Hmm.
drive. You need to be your own
Hmm.
engine. You gotta go.
So,
So, and that's something that you cannot really teach. Like, I mean, of course you can teach it. That's also something that just comes naturally. And once you have that, you will be able to kind of do anything that you want to do because you're used to it, right? You're used to going for what you want. You're used to working hard. So going into
hmm,
college, you're able to transition a little bit easier because now your life is getting a little bit easier in the US because you'll be able to get more assistance from people around you, whether it's coaches, host families, and stuff like that. So I feel like having that drive, like you said, is a key point and a key just like a key point, like you said, Hassan, a key factor as to how far you can go in life in general, especially in college, and then moving over to pro life, or when it comes to nursing, whatever job that you may have later on in life. So that's what I wanted to add on right there.
Perfect. Perfect. I think
yeah.
that was a good transition point because you summarized it up well. I guess we have like 2 more questions, but I'm gonna freestyle the 2 questions because I want to get your opinion on 2 things. So the first question is, um, when did you know you were actually good at basketball? Like when did you know you were nice? Like you were like, okay, I can go wherever in the world and like I'm not a bum. When was that moment for you?
It would be um whenever I represented the Gambia in Turkey, we played against people that were already playing pro. Actually, that tournament, there was a WNBA player in that tournament. We didn't.
Which one? No. Which tournament? Like what tournament was
Oh,
this?
it's an all Islamic game. It was hosted by Turkey that year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then you played against a WNBA player.
I didn't. We didn't because we were like grouped into like different group.
Oh, but
I
same
didn't get
tournament.
to play
Got
her,
you,
but
got
like
you,
she
got
was
you.
like that's like how
I
crazy
mean,
or
that's a huge
whatever.
stamp. That's a huge.
Yeah, I'm like
That's the
I'm
huge
in
stamp.
I'm in a tournament with a WNBA player. That's but our first game we played against Turkmenistan, I think, and they had a girl that was like 6 something, 6'9", 6 something. I don't even know, like really tall. And
Okay.
I remember when we had a practice the day before they came in there. They saw us. We were all like short, whatever, and they were oh like this is Gambia, whatever. So like in their head it was like it's just gonna be like an easy game. We're just gonna go and blow them out. And then I feel like that game we won. Actually, we won. That was the only one game we won. I think that was it for me. I'm
That's
like,
when you knew I'm real.
if I could play against these people, score and win, like I could play anywhere.